Welcome back to Bloom. We're all experiencing the stress of this pandemic, and many are wondering, what can we do at home to help relieve stress? Well, joining us with 3 DIY ways to relieve stress is licensed acupuncturist and Chinese medicine mentor Elizabeth Martin with Hands-On Acupuncture. Welcome to Bloom, Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me.
So I know your specialty is acupuncture, but I think it's so cool that you're now helping people virtually using acupressure. What is that?
Sure. Acupressure is just like acupuncture, but instead of using needles, you're using your hand, and it can have just the same benefits or even more from doing acupressure than acupuncture.
So you guide people through this. Can you show me like an acupressure point that I could maybe relieve?
Absolutely. So the first thing what I do with my patients is I'll first show them where the point is. So there's a point right on your shoulder. It's called gallbladder 21. So the way you find it is you find your neck and the end of your shoulder, and it's right between there. This usually is a very tender point on people. It's good for stress. It helps relieve migraines and headaches. And the way that you do an acupressure point is you want to just hold down until you feel a little bit of tension and breathe through the point. So you're going to take a deep breath in and hold and release. And you can do 5 to 10 breaths for each point. There's another point that's really great for calming the mind. In your ear, there's a lot of, your ear is a little bit more sensitive. There's a whole microsystem within the ear. So right at the top of the earlobe, there is a point, it's called Shen Men. I do this a lot on my anxiety patients. You can do both of them at the same time. It should be a little tender. And again, anytime you do a point, you want to go to the point of tenderness, and you're going to take a deep breath in and out, making sure you're breathing in through the belly. And you're going to do 5 to 10 breaths right here. And then one more really great point I do a lot for anxiety and stress, it's called Heart 7. And the way you find it is along your pinky line. And you press on the tender point right on the wrist. Perfect. And again, you're going to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. And do this 5 to 10 times. You can do this as often as you'd like. You can do it anytime. You can do it at your desk. Acupressure has really great benefits for sleep, anxiety, and depression.
That is so cool. And I love that you are incorporating the breathing into this, because that really, you mentioned that, like, we forget to breathe a lot of times. We just kind of hold our breath through things, and this kind of just helps you relax immediately.
Absolutely. Breath work is really how we lead our life. And when we're mindful about it, we can show up differently in the world, and we can start to relax into our environment.
And you talk a lot about qi as part of your practice. What exactly is that?
Sure. Qi is our body's metabolism. It is the energy that flows through our body. We want to make sure that all of our meridians, all of our pathways of energy are working in unison, and there are no blockages with our qi. Essentially, that's what we're doing when we're pressing on acupressure points, is we're helping to move the flow of qi throughout the body to help boost the immune system and bring vitality into our systems.
That is so cool. And you also talk about Chinese elements. And right now, we're in the summer season. What's present right now?
Sure. Right now we're in the summer season, which is the fire element. So it's a very lively time. It's a really great time to connect. It's great that if we're not able to connect in person, we can connect online. So it really affects our heart. So if we're not taking care of that connection in our heart, you can have anxiety, and it can bring on depression. So the 5 elements are a really important way of diagnosing ourselves, and we need to really live within the season. So definitely get out there, make sure you're getting some sun and connecting with your loved ones, whether it's on the phone or Zoom, and really connecting with your heart and the things that give you joy, because that's really going to help boost that qi during this season.
And I know you're very holistic in your approach to helping people. What are some of the top foods that you might recommend so we can kind of build our immunity and be healthier during these times?
Absolutely. One of my favorites is goji berries. You can drink it in a tea if you don't like the taste of it. It's an ancient Chinese remedy for helping to relieve anxiety. It's really good for back pain, any type of stress. I recommend it for patients that have any yin deficiency. If they're very lethargic. Or another one is watermelon. It's really great during the season, during the fire element season, because it helps quench thirst. It's also a really good treat. It prevents dehydration, or what we call summer heat in Chinese medicine. And then the third one I can recommend is is citrus. So citrus is really great for helping to move qi and help to relieve any constraint qi. If we're expressing our emotions, they can get stuck within our body, and the citrus will really help to move things around to prevent sickness from physically manifesting.
Man, so much interesting information. And I have to tell you, I think it's so cool that you're helping people virtually, just those going through it, just quickly for the sake of this interview. It was incredible how relaxing it is, because I carry so much pressure, all up in my shoulders. So I'm going to give this a try, and I'm so glad to meet you virtually.
So happy meeting you, and I'm happy to expose Chinese medicine.
Yeah, it's awesome. So if folks want to get to you, they can visit your website at handsonacupuncture.com. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And we're going to be back with more Bloom. Stay tuned.